Hello, everyone, and welcome to Starcrawl. Today, we are playing some Thirsty Sword Lesbians. My name is Quinn. I use any and all pronouns. You can find me on Blue Sky at QuinnBeckham27, and I'm gonna have our cast go around and introduce themselves.
My name is Jay. I use any and all pronouns, and you can find me at all of my socials at Sequo, Sequo.
Hi, I'm Cece. I use they, them pronouns, and you can find me everywhere at Cola May.
Osio, my name is Casper. My pronouns are he, they, and you can find me everywhere at Casper Haunts. You can find me everywhere at Casper DA and B Ghost. We're just gonna do that.
Hi, my name is Zoot. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me everywhere as Zoot Machine.
All right. Everybody ready to play some Space Lesbians?
Always.
Yeah.
Of course
Yes.
I am.
All right. Well, to set the background, the world. For as long as any of you can remember, there has been the war. Since before you were born, the war has been ongoing between the Order, a group dedicated to bringing perfection to the universe at any cost, often that cost being things like people's individuality and personal expression and freedom, right? So they are being opposed by the United Planetary System, a loose coalition of planets and people who have bound together to stop the encroaching order being imposed upon them and upon the universe. And like I said, you were all born into this being how the world is. It's been so long that no one even really remembers how or originally why the war started. Just that it is, and it keeps dragging on and keeps dragging on. In more recent years, like the last 4 or 5, there's just now started to be talks and whispers and rumors that, some people seem to be making a lot of money off of this war. The people who, the politicians who seem to continually be benefiting while other people aren't. And that talk is always shut down very quickly. Because you're fighting for freedom. You're fighting for people's lives and for liberty. So you can't say anything dangerous like that. That's the talk the Order wants you to say. That's what they want you to hear. But all of this talk, all of this rumor, all of this whisper has led to a lot of general unease throughout the universe. And that is the stage onto which all of you, about 3 days ago, received a message that was carefully worded such to make it sound like it sounded like a job offer, but with the very clear undertone that it was an order and not an option. It was like, you're gonna show up here and do this thing. Kind of whether you like it or not. We're in the middle of a war. You don't get a ton of say right now because you are all known and, you all have legacies of being very good at what you do. And so, following these rather vague orders to, you're going to show up at a place, you're going to get on a ship, and you're going to protect a person. That's all that you know going into this. And so we're going to pick off with you all arriving at a place to get on a ship to protect a person. So, I'm going to go ahead and start with... who thinks that they're, very, very punctual? Who's there, I've got to be somewhere and I'm going to be there, an hour early? Okay, we got Delta. Yeah, that tracks. Yeah. All right. You arrive to a very large shipyard port kind of area where there's a, long... It's all just metallic sci-fi, Star Trek-looking hallways, where ships come to dock to allow people to board and disembark. and you walk down to the end of the hall to a much smaller ship. It's more of a like stealth. We're gonna be, navigating in and out of tight places. This is not a like big warship that you're getting on. And you walk on board. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about Delta?
So Delta is around average height, so probably about 5'7" or so. They have sort of Roman-esque robes on, and they have a giant spear across their back. They have white hair that is currently curled at the front, and they have a helmet on top of their head. And as of right now, they are walking up to this docking station. And they have a little like data pad on their arm, and they're just double checking that they're early or on time, because they're all about like the right move, and it's definitely the right thing to do to be early.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you walk down the hall towards kind of the ship, and someone notices you and just like, oh, uh, Delta, you're here early. That's great. That's perfect. The captain's gonna set up the like meeting room area for you and your companions when the rest of you get here. But I can escort you inside and you can wait for them.
Does the captain need any assistance?
Oh, I don't know, we can ask him.
Perfect.
Um and this person leads you inside. Again, it's metal and kind of dull and boring down these hallways. Everything is sleek and clean and designed with, efficiency in mind. And there's not a ton of people on the ship. It looks like it's going to be a rather small crew. You like hear people in the distance working on things, double checking, running diagnostics, making sure everything's going to run correctly, but you don't actually see any people walking down the hall. But this person leads you toward the captain's quarters where they like knock on the door. Captain, Delta has arrived a little bit early and wants to know if you need any help with anything. And as the door, you hear like, oh, come in from the other side, and the door opens, and you see. I don't know if you've ever personally worked with this captain before. Um, this is Captain Catharn. He is kind of a like bug-like looking creature, like not necessarily humanoid, more insectoid looking, with just many, many arms. A little bit too many if you're not like used to looking at someone like this. Like it's a little bit hard to kind of keep track of how they all move, and they move in ways that like are not necessarily always following the laws of physics. And no legs, just arms, just a body and a lot of arms. And then like the insect looking kinds of eyes that are just very, very multifaceted, and also can be a little bit like you're looking at a lot. There are a lot to take in if you're not used to interacting with beings who look like this. Um, and you notice, so you walk in and you see the captain, like they take up a good portion of the room as well. This is a small ship, and they're a big body, and many, many arms, so they're taking up kind of the whole room. They look a little like crammed into this small space. But you also notice that in the corner of the room, there is a figure sitting there that appears to be humanoid, but is wearing like a full cloak covering their whole body and face. So you can't really make out any features.
Okay. I bow slightly to the captain.
Oh, you're Delta. That's not necessary. You don't need to bow. you wanted to know if there was anything you could do to help.
Yes, I'm wondering if there is any help you needed with preparations for said mission.
Huh? I mean, if what you are, read your profile, you are a fighter bot, yes?
Correct.
Training bot, yes, yes. Um, I'm not sure there's anything in particular at the moment that requires your skill set. If you'd like to, we've got an area set up. There are more of you coming for the security detail. If you'd like to wait for them there, I can escort you over there.
I'm sure I can find my way. There's no need to interrupt your plans.
All right, I will be over there shortly to give you the full mission briefing, if that's all right.
Thank you. And I act as if I'm going to bow again, but I stop myself and make my way over to where everybody else is going to be meeting up.
All right. Yeah, you're led into another, like, a little too small for, like, a proper meeting room area, but just, like, there's a round table that you can wait at, and there's currently nobody here. Who is going to join Delta next? Do we think? Who's, like, next closest? Okay. Yeah, okay, go ahead and describe yourself. Tell us who we see next.
So Renu it steps towards the ship. She has um dark brown skin with like little patches on the skin of like maybe like a lighter brown or a darker brown. She has bare feet which are cat paws, what you would recognize as cat paws, so she does walk on her toes. um and that part you think is her leg is actually her foot. um, she has long black hair that kind of cascades down. It's got like two little buns up here. She's got like a little yellow ribbon. Think human form Luna from Sailor Moon. Um but also pretty cat. And there are like little whiskers coming off of like a sort of like elongated nose, deep brown eyes. And she's wearing the proper attire for a good fight. She's ready to move in whatever way is necessary to make her point physically, if you will. And she has this sword on her back. It is long, it is sharp. There are 3 emeralds that gleam on the handle. But right now it's nicely tucked in. She's only going to pull that out when she needs to. And she has you can see here she has there are various scars that are very random placed, but you can see that she has 9 lines kind of on her collarbone. And she steps in. Oh, Delta!
Renu, it's good to see you.
And this is you probably understand that I think you've probably heard of the Belize before, and so this is not a surprise to see her, but at the same time it's a surprise to see her because the last you heard she died. And you will notice that she has, because you have, very droid perceptive things, you will notice she has 1 extra line on her collarbone than she did before. I didn't expect to see you on this mission.
I will admit I'm surprised to see you as well, but with your
Yeah.
capabilities, I'm sure we can get this done.
I'm I'm so glad to see that you've come out of the training facility.
Yeah, it is definitely a nice change of scenery.
Have How have you been finding the world?
It's a lot to take in. I'm not going to lie. It's messy for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes literally.
Yeah. So, how are you doing?
Oh, I been repaired just fine, feeling pretty good. I did get this really gnarly scar. See this? Yeah. Yeah. But oh, you know what I'm craving? Some coffee. Have Are you able to drink coffee?
I do not know if I am able to consume it, but if you'd like, I can go grab us some.
That would be wonderful.
And I imagine in this meeting room, there's like a little like coffee machine.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a little like futuristic. I think futuristic coffee machines look pretty much the same as coffee machines that we have now.
Literally, she's like, this coffee machine, it looks like it hasn't been changed since the 21st century on Earth. You
I-
would think they would have come up with a new design by now.
You would think so, but sometimes things don't need to change.
I think that makes the perfect opportunity to kind of while Delta has their back turned, like not looking at Renu, looking at the coffee machine. For Harper, I saw you were gonna be another like on time, a little bit early person, and I think we know Encore's not going to be. So I think that for Harper to kind of walk into the
Yeah.
room while Delta has their back turned. But first, who is Harper? Go ahead and tell us who you are, what you look like.
Yeah, so walking in right at the designated time that they're supposed to, not a minute earlier, not a minute late, is a rather large, probably 6'3", 6'4" individual walks in with very lithe muscle, uh, hands are covered in scars, and this massive two-handed blade that is almost as big as they are, on her back. Walks in, one side of their head is shaved, with like the rest being kind of long down this way, this dirty blonde hair. And as you look at their face, they are so tired. There are these like dark circles kind of under their eyes as if they've not been sleeping well lately. And for those who know Harper's reputation, this would be kind of an at odds of this version of Harper between another more idealized, heroic form of Harper that most people tend to know. And I think walking in, sees the back of Delta, freezes, like, oh, okay, Delta's here, okay. And then looks over and head tilts.
So, what would Renu, when she knew you, what would she have called you? Would she have called you Commander? Um,
Oh.
Lieutenant?
So
Uh,
Harper has a title from one of the very first missions they worked on. The Herald of Dawn is what many people call Harper. So it's a good chance you would have just called them Herald.
okay. And do you think that there is like a specific way that people greeted you? Can I start can I posit that there is a way that people greet you
Yeah,
as Herald of the
absolutely.
Dawn? And she puts a hand to her chest and goes down to a knee. Herald,
Ooh. So,
Oh,
have we met? You look extremely familiar to me.
we fought together. It's been many, many moons, and many. Yes.
Ray, do?
Y-
What?
Yes.
I think Harper brain melts a little bit and is gonna go and sit down and like squeeze the bridge of their nose. You died, right? I'm not misremembering that fact.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that little trifle.
Oh, that must have been 6 lives ago. Yeah, yeah, I guess you don't see many of us around. We're a
No.
small colony. Yes, we have 9 lives usually. I'm sorry nobody told you.
Great. Okay. I think unhooks a flask from their hip and tips it back. Great.
I
Okay.
am, I am honored
Great job.
to be by your side again.
You don't have to do that.
I am
I'm
truly
just
honored.
Harper.
Delta, do you know? Do you know the Herald?
Hi, Harper.
Um,
Hi, Delta.
As the camera sort of pans, Delta has not moved from the second that Renu has said Harold.
Yeah.
Like they have 2 coffee cups in their hand and sort of freeze a little bit. And as they sort of turn to look at you, you can see one of their eyes like glitches out. Um, but I feel like there's not that same formality between
Mm-hmm.
Harper and Delta. So I just sort of perk up a little bit and go, Harper, it's good to see you outside of the training room.
Delta, glad to see you're finally on a job.
Took them long enough, but
Right.
would you care for some coffee?
Well, hold on. I'm good. I'm fine.
Have you heard of the Herald's exploits? When we were there and we were under fire and they gave us the exact directions,
Oh,
I
no.
I remember I darted one way on your instructions and threw fire and I was coming from behind. Oh, I don't remember any more of it, but
That's fine.
we we survived. It was incredible against all odds.
Right now, we lived as a team. It wasn't me. We're good. We're good. You don't have to do the whole Herald thing.
But it was literally you.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
You are the one who devised the great plans that led us to victory.
Delta, I think you can see Harper going more and more in on themselves internally as they
Uh,
sit here, head in one hand.
I will walk over and I'll sort of I'll place the coffee cups on the table and I will gently lay a hand on your shoulder. It's kind of cold to the touch, but and it's also in a way that I'm like trying to fix your posture.
They rise like several inches in their seat from how hunched they were being.
That is a wonderful story. I know
It's a story, all
that
right.
Harper has many great exploits.
And before another story can be begun, as it's right on, like I feel like Rainey's like about to share something, and the captain actually walks in because again, Harper, you got there right on time, right when you were supposed to, and it's been a couple minutes of you talking. Um, the captain walks back in and looks at the three of you and just, oh, believe there were supposed to be 4 of you on the security detail, and I feel like that is when Encore walks in, just like casually 5 minutes late.
Yeah. So this large this large amalgamation of different animals is gonna come in. You see standing on the hind legs of a lion with a lizard tail whipping out, the torso of a bear, and the head of a wolf with 2 tiny little horns, like ram horns. This cocky looking goofball is like, was like, hey, sorry, am I late? Wearing nothing but like a harness, vest, and some like ripped up jeans, and like a busted up knee pad and like shoulder spikes, and a bandana to cover his ears for some reason. Encore is looks around and is like, Kitty? At Renu.
And Renu looks around. That's the captain.
Uh, right. Um, Captain. Encore.
Yes, Encore, of course, yes. Please have a seat. I think the only seat that's like, I think it's next to Renu is the only seat that's left open. So you wind up sitting next to her. What is? Yeah, go ahead.
So as he sits down, he's just gonna like not even like casually side eye. He's just gonna stare at like.
It's been a while. And you know all of Renu's body, and last time, I'm assuming,
It's
last
like you said
last
it.
time you saw her collarbone had 7 scratches in it, and there are now 9.
Noting that and knowing what I know of Renu's people is like, so you've met with Elijah a couple more times after our situation, huh?
Yes, but of course I still remember you.
Great. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay. And like with that, he's just gonna hands it's like hands on his knees, try and shrink as much as like his 8 foot tall body can. It's just like, cool.
Can is this how it works? Can I appeal to someone's physical sensibility or emotional sensibilities right now?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So mean.
All right. That is what I roll plus a heart, so that is a 7.
Right.
Go ahead and the 7 is a mixed success. So something you want to happen happens, and something you maybe don't want to happen happens.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? Like, go ahead and read it. Yeah.
It says gain a string on them unless they decide to choose one. They can either get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire.
Oh, I'm gonna get flustered and awkward, most definitely. You see, like, so, their fur is various shades of browns up until their legs, where they get kind of golden. And you see, they have a marking on their face where like a white stripe that goes down. You see that white stripe turn pink, as he's just like, okay. Don't know how to process this. And blushes intently.
You look as good as ever. And she's like slightly more forward than you remember.
Yeah.
There's definitely been some personality changes.
Yeah, my ears are gonna tuck back. Like you can see them tuck underneath like the bandana that I'm wearing, and they also go like these are brown ears, and they're going very vibrantly like pink too, and it's like okay, that's gonna get that's gonna take some getting used to. Uh, Captain, what are we doing?
I
Yeah,
think
what's
I
happening?
slide my flask on over to Encore, like across the table.
You need this more than I do.
It looks like he needs it more than me right now.
He's gonna sniff at it like a dog just really curious about the drink, and it's just thanks. I don't think that is gonna be good for my constitution right now, buddy.
More
I
from me,
appreciate the help
Encore.
though. I see you.
And at this point, Delta sort of leans over to Harper. It's just like, is them turning pink a normal thing?
So I'm trying to keep up just as much as you are right now, Delta. I think this is almost like a hushed whisper. Like I think they used to date, and I think one's still really interested in the other, and I think Encore doesn't know how to handle that.
And
I think,
way too loudly, Delta just goes, "Oh, I get it now."
and I think Renu's like little cat ears kind of like swift, and yes, that's correct. It was
Yeah.
very
Good.
passionate.
Super hearing, all right? That's
Yeah,
right.
and Encore, who also has wolf ears, is like,
All right, but super
thank you
hearing.
for summarizing my situation.
I was explaining. Okay, I was asked a question.
I think in the midst of all this, the captain who's been in the room and just kind of like been like he didn't know that you all knew each other, so this is like that personal information is like not in your your crew profiles that they've read over, so kind of like a little head tilting. It seems like all of you have met before. Perfect. That saves us on introductions. Since you've all met before, we can just skip to the mission briefing part of it, if that's okay. Yes, I know you weren't told very much about what you're doing here, and truth be told, it is a rather simple mission, but incredibly important. And he kind of moves to the side, and you see, Delta, you recognize that figure, just wearing the full cloak, who is standing behind him. And they take a step forward and pull the cloak off, and you see a humanoid looking figure, but with very, like, almost translucent skin, and very, very light eyes, and then very, very dark, very long, like, almost Rapunzel style hair, like down to the floor, dark hair that has been braided very, very intricately. And you don't necessarily recognize this person, but as soon as the captain says, this is Larina Marktor. You recognize the last name, not the first name, because as the captain continues to go on, the daughter of the head consul-elect. So you would all know that the way the United Planetary System is governed is by the consul-elect, a group of politicians who are elected to kind of represent the will of all of the different planets to make decisions regarding primarily the war, since the war is the thing going on. And there's one who's sort of like the most in charge of the group, and that is this person's child who is here. So obviously the child of a very important, prominent politician. And the captain kind of continues explaining, yes, Larita is, starting out on her first ever diplomatic mission. And obviously, having a highly trained security detail is of the utmost importance to keep them safe throughout the course of this diplomatic mission. We're going to be going to several different stops on sort of a diplomatic tour, but our ultimate end goal is the space station Spirotes. We are meeting with a delegation from one of the planets in the neutral zone. Obviously, there hasn't been such a meeting in a long time, so it is of the utmost importance that we arrive there safely. We will meet with another delegation of more experienced diplomats when we arrive, and that will be hopefully a chance to get more of the neutral planets to the side of freedom and justice. Anyone have any questions? It shouldn't be a complicated mission. You are really just going to be security detail when we are docked, and I will pull up our full itinerary to share with you all as well. As one of the arms gestures to a basically area where a projector turns on and lights up the wall.
So I'm here to beat up bad guys.
Should we encounter any? Yes.
Okay. Just a lot of.
Is it assumed
Sorry,
we're going to
your
encounter
name
any?
again?
Are you asking the captain or the
The lady.
Yeah,
the
she hasn't
person.
spoken yet. Yeah, she, they, either is fine for this person, this NPC. Yeah, she hasn't spoken yet, so you haven't actually heard her, but she takes a step forward and goes, "Oh, hi, just call me Lorena, please."
Lorena, what kind of music do you like?
Oh, I'm not super picky. I like older music a lot, actually. I like more classical stuff. Again, classical stuff for them, it's sci-fi future, so it's
80s rock.
yeah.
So you like the artist like Cardi B, right?
Yeah, like that kind of era of music. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know a lot about them personally. I don't know what the B stands for, but sure, whatever floats your boat.
What's your name? Sorry, I don't actually know any of your names. And the captain's like, right, we didn't do introductions.
Oh, I get I get this cocky smile and put out my hands, which is freaking huge. It's the size of her face.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah, it is.
I'm Encore.
Nice to meet you. She puts out a hand as well. Again, her hand much smaller hand,
Yeah,
but
it's
fully.
Yeah. Very Beauty and the Beast moment here.
Yeah.
I'm Rainu.
Right now, okay.
You can call me Delta.
Delta, okay.
Harper. Just Harper.
Is that the name you prefer to go by now?
Yes.
I am
Yes.
so sorry.
You're
Okay,
good.
Harper.
You're good. Captain, is it expected that we're going to come across any resistance?
Not necessarily. We don't have any intelligence that would lead us to believe that we are. Obviously, the head consul is just worried about sending his child out anywhere away, to be quite honest. And should the word get out that she is on the ship, that she is stopping at any of these different, places that we're going to be stopping, we might. Obviously, the chance to capture the child of such a lead politician would make an enticing offer for any member of the order. So, not expected, but not unexpected should word get out of what we're doing and where we're going.
I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Renu puts her hands on the table and stands up and says, "We will protect you."
Thank you. I appreciate all of you all being here. I think it's a little overboard myself personally, to be honest, but I'm glad I'll be getting to know you over the next couple of weeks.
Wait, you said this is gonna be weeks? And like Encore looks at Renu and is like, okay, yeah, weeks, of course, weeks. Weeks
Yeah,
is fine.
I imagine a lot of it will just be like downtime on the ship, kind of traveling in between place to place. There shouldn't be a lot to do.
Yeah, as you keep talking about like downtime and weeks on end, it's just like his
And
eyes
things
get
to do.
wider and wider and wider.
Sort of sensing that tension, Delta looks over at Encore. It's like, plenty of time for training.
Yeah. Training. Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well,
Help
if
me.
there are no further questions, this is we're on a small ship. We are built for stealth and moving quickly. We have a relatively minimal crew, but I'm sure everyone will be accommodating and willing to help if needed. We have set aside 2 guest rooms that each have 2 separate beds. But you will be expected to bunk with each other if that's all right. Is there a particular order
Guys
of
and girls,
sharing rooms?
guys and girls, we're doing it, guys and girls, for decency's sake or something. Yeah.
Who's which?
I think you look at the group. I think you look at the group and look towards Harper and Delta, who are both. Who one is a robot that does not have gender, and Harper, who is extremely androgynous that you can't really tell.
It's like, so it like he's gonna stand by his ridiculous statement, and it's just like, yeah, it makes sense.
Hmm.
I think the captain's kind of just like, I'll show you to the rooms and I'll leave you to that then. And we'll kind of like guide you to, yeah, they're 2, again, they're small rooms, but they're definitely big enough for 2 people. And there's a bed against one wall and a bed against the other wall, so no one is sharing a bed. But yeah, the captain just kind of like leaves you there to decide amongst yourselves who's going where.
Thanks, Captain. Huge help.
Very much like a little lazy mock salute. And then I think Harper's like, right, so I'm just gonna and would grab their things and just move into one of the rooms. Would just walk into one of the rooms, whichever.
Like, I'm going here, someone will follow me.
Yeah, someone's gonna follow in.
I like, no, for Encore is going to stand like across from Renu. How tall is Renu?
I think she's like 5'9".
Okay, so he's looking straight down because he's 3 feet taller than her,
Yeah.
or like 2 feet taller than her.
Wait,
He's
how
like,
old are you? Or how tall are you?
Yo, he's 8 feet. He's an
8
8-foot tall, big boy. And it's just like kind of shuffling. You can see that his eyes shift to being like very bird-like and like just darting all over, like looking everywhere except for you. And it's just like, so
I'll go into this other room.
Cool.
I look up at Encore.
Yeah, so choices. They're great. Where are you going?
You can see like there's like a little like spinning logo of like thought process
What I can't tell is if Encore wants to end up in the same room or doesn't.
No, for real.
That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, it's just like a blank loading screen on Delta's face.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna assume
I
that
will.
does that go on for a while?
It goes on for like a few seconds.
Oh, okay.
But then, Delta will follow Renu.
Okay, saves me a choice. Encore is like going because like their 8-foot tall frame is not. I don't think most ships are equipped for something this big. So being a chimera, they are going to try and like decrease their mass enough. Their lizard tail kind of shrivels up and like disappears, leaving a like crack in their pants, but not like a giant hole. And like their mass is going to, instead of being like a grizzly, go down to an American-sized black bear. So more like 6 foot. As
Yeah,
he
yeah,
like
yeah.
goes into the room, I was like, I didn't bring much or anything. So I'm just gonna crash
Encore,
over here. Okay.
did you not read the handout, the mission handout they gave us?
I was told to
To be
come
fair,
here
I
at
read
a
it
time.
yesterday.
Like I was told to come here at a time. Not many details beyond that. If I'd have known some other folks would have been hired, I might have reconsidered, maybe or not.
Yeah, what's the history there? You seem
Uh
pretty nervous.
well, yeah, because that okay. Renu is a previous she's next. Like, we dated.
Got it. So I was
And
right. Okay.
it didn't exactly end well because I was younger and like didn't have a lot of control. Like, have you met any chimeras before?
Encore, I know what you're talking about. We've been on missions before. We've seen each other fight. If you were worse than
Oh my
that.
god, you're that Harper!
Yeah.
Dude, you look good. Yeah, you
Right.
so yeah, we yeah. When I was younger, Renu and I kind of had a thing, and then stuff then we weren't a thing anymore. So, yeah.
Right. And is that it's gonna be a problem? Do I need to look out?
Yo, she's so different. I have no idea if
Yeah.
it's a problem anymore.
She really is. And yeah, I think Harper gets like, yeah, I met a much earlier version of Reno.
Wait, you know her too? You didn't date her, did you?
No, I
Oh,
just
okay.
watched her die.
Like which time?
I don't know. I didn't know she could come back to life till today. So I'm still processing.
Oh, this must
She
be
said
hard for you.
something about something about the third iteration or third lifetime. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you knew her before. You're that Harper! Wait, do I have to start addressing you as like
No,
okay.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would really much prefer you don't.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Dang.
Does that mean I'm old? How? Wait. How many? I think Harper's like, oh shit.
Oh, I mean, like, for a human? Yeah, maybe.
Right, different aging, weird.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. So, do I need a distract reading from you, or are you gonna be all right?
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna do my job if, like, so I'm here. You know me, like, I do the job I'm hired to do. That was just a curveball. I was not expecting that. You must be freaking out because she's like a zombie to you guys.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's I'm processing the way I do.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. All right. Well, don't snore, and I think we should be good.
Yeah, we'll be alright. If you need to borrow clothes, if you're like this, I think you'll fit in my stuff.
I mean, I should be fine. My pants are adjustable and like
Yeah, I'm
I'm
more worried about the washing.
fair enough.
If you have to wash them every single day for like a month or whatever we're doing,
You wash your clothes every day?
no, but I'm saying if you wear the same clothes, you're gonna have to wash them every day.
Why? Like they should be good for like a week, dude.
Says who?
Everybody.
I really want to take a poll of this to see what everybody said. I want to know who everyone is.
Oh,
Cause
wait, hang on. No, before we get into that poll, who's the droid person? It's cool to call him a droid, right? Delta? Like, right?
that's Delta.
It's
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Delta's
What's their story?
what? How is Delta with people telling their story?
Oh, they do not care.
They don't care. Okay, I
I
just
feel like
wanted to
it's
make sure.
I feel like it like when they first gained sentience, it was kind of like a scandal among the
Yeah,
ship. So everybody like people would talk about it. It
yeah.
doesn't bug Delta any.
There's this old training arena, back on this planet. Do you have a name for the planet, or am I good to just come up with one real quick?
You're good, dude.
Okay. Beryllium. Training facility on beryllium a while back. Do you hear about a droid gaining sentience? Like proper sentience?
I mean, hang on. How long ago?
About, it says the amount of time ago that it would have been.
Like 20-ish years.
About 20 years back.
I kind of was a little bit distracted about 20 years ago doing some other stuff.
Right.
But I heard rumors of like droids someone saying droids were gaining sentience or something like
Yeah, it's Delta.
oh shit.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
cool actually.
I was
In
there
like a
when it
very
happened.
scary way.
It's not scary. Delta's great.
Okay.
Very, they're sweet. They're very sweet. They're a little naive about a couple things, but
But they can fight. They got hands.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
They'll give pretty much anyone a run for their money. Oh no. I think I say a quiet apology to Delta as maniacal laughter comes from Encore.
Yeah, I'm curious, as you were all talking about Delta, if we can, they've got this conversation going on in
Yeah.
one room right next door.
Yeah.
What is Delta talking about? What is happening if anything? You also don't have to be talking, but I'm just curious what awkwardness is in room number 2.
So, what brought you out of the training facility?
Well, um I have been told by my superiors, since I have been there for so long, that I should take a break, as they call it. I've been in the training facilities for so long, it's hard to um, adjust, as some people would call it. Um, and they wanted me to sort of embrace what has happened to me. So they want me to try and, I believe they said, live a little, and that it it's hard to break from my programming sometimes.
I mean, it makes sense from what I can remember. Um, I mean, you were so good at training us, but it must be hard to train people and then watch them go off and not know what happens to them, or only hear when something bad happens to them.
Yeah, that uncertainty, it's a new feeling, and I'm not quite sure how to feel about it. I've started to care, um and it's scary.
What what are some things you want to experience?
Well, um oh, that is a hard question. Well, seeing the way that Encore reacted to seeing you, that would be fun to experience.
Uh, Causing someone abject terror with your presence, or uh
I've already done that
the
many a times.
the um previous,
Well,
the
the
stuff
way
that causes
seeing the way that their face turned pink.
to blush.
Yes.
So we should find out what makes you blush.
Well, yeah. I guess I haven't experienced many emotions, even though I've been sentient for quite some time. I want to try them all.
Well, are you are you able to take a hot bath?
I think so. The waterproofing in my system is top notch.
Because that kind of gives you a whole body blush.
Does it feel good?
Yes. It
Well,
feels
maybe
like getting a hug. Like a full body hug. Have you ever been hugged?
I don't think I don't think so. No.
Can I give you a hug?
Absolutely. And
Cool.
Delta, like, is again, it's a little bit of that loading screen of trying to remember how people hug, and they just lift up their arms.
There's like a little under over, maybe one the other way. Um, what kind of heartstring move would this be? Um, Maybe figure out a person a little bit?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I'm gonna say if you want to roll figure out a person to kind of learn a little bit more about Delta.
okay. That is a 6.
Okay. And that's with adding things, because a 6 technically is not a success.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. So I think because I think my wit is no, my wit is a +1. Okay, that's a 7.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I gotta make sure you're adding all the right things to it. So yeah, on a 7, you can ask 2 questions, but then Delta can ask one of you in return.
How could I get you to blush?
Oh, gosh. See, making Cece blush is completely different than making Delta blush.
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of want to just say like any sort of like affection, like not necessarily like this hug would make them blush, but yeah, any sort of like affection.
Like romantic affection.
Yeah.
What do you hope to get from this journey?
I would say to become more human-like, to help break sort of their programming more than it's
Okay.
already been broken. And then one question of you. What are your feelings towards Encore?
Rainu does not remember why they broke up. Rainu remembers seeing a very bestial side of Encore, but that isn't. She's pretty sure that's not what dissuaded her. And she can't remember why it fell apart. So, I mean, and life is so short, like what's not to explore?
Yeah, and then I feel like in this hug, it goes on like a little longer than it should.
100%.
But then after a while, Delta sort of lowers their arms down. It's like, that was very pleasant, thank you.
Okay, next, we're gonna see what in this ship constitutes or is the closest thing we can find to chocolate-covered strawberries.
Okay, I like that.
All right. So the two of you go out exploring the ship, and really, you kind of are going to settle into, like the captain said, the first couple of days are just boring. The ship departs a couple hours after you all get on board. The captain has given you like an overview of the itinerary for the sake of safety. You don't know all the details until they're absolutely necessary. So you know that even though this is going to be like a weeks long journey, it is going to be broken up into different stops along the way. So you're not just going to be confined to the ship for weeks and weeks on end. And in fact, the first place that you're going to be going is basically a fancy reception for dignitaries and people who do diplomacy things. I don't think any of you all have a history in diplomacy, so you don't really know or care that much about the complicated ins and outs of politics. You're just like, yeah, we're gonna show up and protect this person. And that is only gonna be 3 days of travel. So you're on the ship for 3 days of travel, but that is still 3 days in a confined space with really no main responsibilities. Like, you're here to protect someone who right now doesn't seem to need protecting because there's no immediate threat. So I'm curious, anyone have any ideas for like how you're spending the time, any moments that go on as you're on this, what could for some of you feel longer than 3 days of a journey, but yeah, who has something that you think your character does over the 3 days?
There is one conversation that at some point I would like Encore and Reinu to have, which no, it's not what you think it is. It is
Yeah.
the conversation about how often you should change your clothes.
Thank
You
you.
just
That's
sense
it.
that conversation went on through the wall. You get like
no,
a little
like I feel like
Mhm.
hopefully once Reinu and Encore become more comfortable with each other, Encore
Mhm.
can be like, wait, so how often do people change their clothes?
Yeah, Encore needs to go around and start asking and being like, wait.
Like
Makes
for
sense, yeah.
Chimera, it's like a week because clothes get so like fucking heavy, man. I would say that what's his name? Encore. I know his name. Encore would kind of just check in with Rainu and try and be like, so yeah, what's up? Are we good, or like just trying to figure out what the intention is, because he don't know.
Do you want to roll to figure a person out, and then
Yeah,
we can
that
ask the questions, and then we can have
Yep.
that conversation?
that feels like what I should
That
do
feels
playing this
really
game.
like an appropriate use of that move. Yeah.
Figure a person out is
Yeah, remember, at any point in time, you can use those on any NPCs, but also on each other.
I'm just gonna roll 2d6 and wait, what is figure a person out?
It's
Plus
wit.
wit.
Wit. I have a -1. I'm not the smartest cookie. I play himbo very well.
We love himbo.
All right, let's see where we're at. So a 7, get it by the skin of my beautiful teeth.
Yeah, hey, that still gets it. So yeah,
Hey.
go ahead. If you have the questions open.
That's the one thing I don't have open.
So the questions are: what are your feelings towards blank? How do you hope to get, or what do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank? What do you love most? And how would you feel if I blank?
Okay, so I get one question, right? Because I
2.
did it. I get 2?
And I get one question.
All right. The first 2 questions, the first 2 questions you said, because
So what are your feelings towards?
yeah, what are your feelings towards Encore, and
What do you hope to get from?
what do you hope to get from Encore?
Okay. And the question that I would ask is, what are your feelings towards yourself? So we can have the conversation. So you asked, like, how are we? And
Yeah, so I think Encore would approach you like during a food situation. There's going to be food involved. And he's going to bring out what he remembers as your favorite dish. And he's like, hey, can we talk?
yes. Oh, is that kielbasa?
Oh, yeah, I remembered it was your favorite.
Yeah, that doesn't change.
Okay, cool. So he's gonna sit down and like scooch next to you. He's kind of like itchy and uncomfortable because he's been in this 6-foot frame for longer than he feels comfortable. But he's fine. He's just a little jittery. And he's not really gonna make eye contact with you as you like eat or anything. He's just gonna kind of just. So, I know it's been a minute, but do you remember everything? Like,
I mean, I remember a lot. I don't remember why it ended, though.
oh, okay. Uh, you know when I was telling you about Chimera and when we first get the ability um to shift, we have to work on it, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and so it's really like tied to emotions and stuff. And at the time, we were kind of going through a not great time. And it got really heated. Like, we were just arguing over like some dumb stuff. And I kind of went,
Oh, I
"Ah."
remember that.
No, but not in a good
No,
way.
I know, but it ended well.
Well, yeah, that did. But
I don't
then,
think that had anything to do with it.
really?
Have you been thinking this whole time that if you show your true self that someone would walk away?
I thought anecdotal evidence. That's exactly how that happened. Um,
Oh,
sorry, I'm just really confused right now.
I'm so sorry that
So wait, what are, how do you feel about me?
I mean, you're still as handsome as ever.
Blush. Uh, uh, okay. Um,
I mean, you know, life is short. I
it's,
don't know how many sorry, lives are short. I don't know how many I have left. Usually we say that there's only 9.
yeah, I remember that. You're like it's like pointedly counts out your collarbone. Up to 7, huh?
No, no, no. She moves her hair and you
Oh.
see 2 more.
Oh, so
So I don't know. I don't know what that means, and maybe for the first time I'm questioning mortality in that really real way. I don't know if Elijah has any more to give me, but it seems like now is as good a time as any to feel good.
with like me, right?
Yeah? Sure, if you're offering.
Uh, honestly, I'm probably gonna have to like process how we ended things first, but I'm not gonna say no to maybe the opportunity because like I kind of grew up, not even kind of, I did grow up a lot since
I
like
like how straightforward you are.
thanks. I learned that from you, kitten. So yeah, I thought I'd take that back.
Is that was that your name for me?
Oh, yeah, sorry. If you don't like it, I can
No,
just call
I
you.
love it.
Okay. Cool.
I don't want to interrupt the scene, but I do want to remind everyone in the rules there's this thing called smitten.
Yeah.
It's always your choice, but
Yeah, I saw it. No. I was working towards it. Yeah, if you wanna wait, like, yeah, if you want to take a string on Encore, nah, I gotta go to my next sheet. Why can't they just put this all on the same sheet?
No.
Oh, okay. What have you done that you are sure? Oh, okay. So I answer the question.
yeah, so when you become smitten, first of all, is this a mutual becoming smitten? Like,
Yes.
are you both
Yes.
becoming smitten with each other?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, when you become smitten, you gain a string, and then each playbook has a unique question that you answer, like, to yourself, but out loud for us, each other, and the audience. But
Okay.
not in character. As in the other person doesn't know what you're thinking right now. But this is kind of the question going in your head right now, which a lot of times is like why it won't work. So I know, Casper, you were starting to read Encore's question.
Yeah, so it's smitten kitten. When you become smitten with someone, say why, give them a string, and answer this question. What have you done that you are sure they view as inappropriate? I think I'm going to go with worn the same clothes for like a week and only wash them like once a week. I feel that's the worst thing Encore has done.
Why have you become smitten?
Why have I become smitten? Because I was just found out that we ended for a completely different reason that had nothing to do. It's not my fault. So as far as that's what I heard anyway. So that's what Encore heard. So
Renu is smitten because I mean, she honestly doesn't remember why they broke up, and it was really good, and there is only so much time. And the question, why are you certain that your tragedy will make you lose them? And my tragedy is every time I die, I leave people behind. And it really speaks for itself.
yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that established, going back into the scene, I know that was kind of like coming to a bit of a conclusion, a bit of a wrap up. Not a yes, not a no, a definitely like solid maybe. We're working towards something here. Yeah, I think you are in kind of like a little bit of like a common eating area at this point, since I know you mentioned food. And I think potentially in case this didn't go well, Encore might have wanted to do this in like a bit of a public-ish space, but there's not a ton of other people here. Again, there's not a ton of other people on the ship. So, whatever you're doing, like kind of as you look around, if you're gonna stay and eat together, if one of you is gonna leave and walk out of the room, you do see in kind of like the corner of the room, eating by herself, you see the person that you're here to protect, Lorena. And she is like, has a little, you know, data pad thing that she is like very, very detailedly typing on. And you haven't really seen a lot of her over the last, we're gonna say day or so that you've been on the ship. She's really seemed to like have kept to herself, but you just see her there like working clearly like very intently on something and kind of distractedly eating.
Well, while you're processing,
Yeah.
should we go give Lorena some company?
Oh, okay. Thought you were gonna go in a different direction, but yeah, grabbing some of the food off of your plate with like just their hand, he's gonna be like, Hey, princess, you want to eat with us?
Oh, you don't need to call me princess or anything like that. It's not. No, that's not.
Are you writing a book?
No, I'm writing a letter. Um,
You can write over here. Or do you want us to move to you?
I can move over there. It's fine. I don't need to finish this right now. I can put this away.
We are really good at helping people with letters.
Oh no, that's okay. I think I've got it. I appreciate the offer though so much. Thank you for offering, but I think I'm good.
Oh, I understand. Some thoughts need to be kept private.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little personal.
Can I ask you the letters too? If that's not too personal, I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that might give away kind of why it's personal. It's for my girlfriend.
Hell yeah! High five.
I mean, you should just hear this whole conversation.
Yeah, I was trying
Wait.
not to listen too much. I haven't been like trying to overhear. I did hear a little bit of what you were talking about though.
Yeah, we have. So yeah, your girlfriend. Like, how long have you guys been together? Again, if you don't mind me asking, don't feel free to like tell me to quiet off or whatever.
No, that's fine. Not super long. We've been friends for a long time, and we've only been dating for a couple of months. So it's kind of new.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You guys, you know, again, I wasn't trying to listen too much or anything like that. You guys seem like you're cute together, like you're good together for each other. So I hope you work out whatever you're working on.
Well, we hope that the next time you travel, you get to bring her with you.
Yeah, that'd be great. You know, I'm not really I'm not sure if I'm gonna do anything like this again, to be honest. This was really more my dad's idea than mine. I don't know. Are either of you like I don't know how much you know about politics or are into politics or anything like that. I don't know if either of you have any opinions about anything that's been going on lately.
Not really.
Okay, yeah.
I'm more cannon fodder than anything else.
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at with being useful.
Yeah. Well, I think you know, everyone has more uses than just one, right? Like we don't just exist just to be useful for someone else. So I hope we can I don't know, get things to a state where this isn't necessary anymore. Um but yeah, we don't have to talk about politics and stuff like that. I mean, that's
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely interested in the political stuff, just kind of in my own way that I think is different than how my father is interested in it. It's kind of complicated. And if anyone wants to roll figure out a person,
Yes.
because you're getting kind of a sense already, like she's very uncomfortable talking about this.
Can I say I'm in the corner of the room with my own datapad, having been just reading?
And
Yeah,
just
yeah.
nobody
And, like,
noticed
half
Harper
leaving.
there.
Yep.
Harper's real quiet guy. It's just like
I would also like to say that Delta is in the room and has overheard the you don't have to be useful just to like you don't have to exist just to be useful. And again, one of their eyes sort of like glitches out.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean?
wrong. You're wrong.
I love the idea that Encore like looked around and was like, "Huh, the room's pretty empty" when he walked in, and just did not notice like
I
everyone
think
you
people
know. Yeah,
filtered in like partway
I think it's
through.
a filter and halfway through.
I love the idea of just Encore looks around, saw Renu, and stopped looking.
like perfect. And everyone else is like, "Oh, this is a really intense conversation." But yeah, go for it. Who's rolling? Roll dice. Ask questions.
That's a 10.
I got a 3.
Okay, then you don't pick
Don't
up.
get anything.
You are looking at Encore more than anything else, so you're not picking up any information off of this. In fact, I think you might be just like, yeah, politics, right? Like, kind of just dismissing it.
I'm still curious what's in the letter. It's like
Yeah.
I'm having that
Yeah.
cat's curiosity,
Yeah.
and it's
Yep.
making it too hard to concentrate on anything else.
But yeah, Harper, why don't you? So on a 10, that is just two. If you're doing figure out a person, that's just 2 questions. Nothing gets asked of you in return.
Mm-hmm. I think Harper's really curious. What are your feelings on like the current political state? Because Harper's been around for a little while, and is definitely at least like maybe isn't actively involved in the diplomatic things, but has definitely like played bodyguard enough to overhear a bunch and make their own opinions on a lot of this case. It's like, what are your feelings toward like the current political state, and what do you hope to get from this mission? Not like from her perspective,
Yeah.
like not from her dad's perspective, but what is she wanting to get from this?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think those answers really tie together because you're noting, again, you have a different perspective on this conversation because you're not part of it. You're an observer. You're watching. You're noticing things. You're noticing the body language, the way that they talk about their dad, the way that they kind of just seem like there's something that they really want to say, like they really want to ask. They're trying to like suss out opinions from the others here. But almost you get a sense like that she doesn't feel safe. And there's not a lot of, like, she is not necessarily like a powerful person, but like has a direct connection to a very powerful person. There are few things that would make someone like this feel unsafe. You're getting the feeling that, again, you've heard these whispers, you've heard these rumors of what tends to be a lot of a younger generation, right? Who are forming sort of this new revolutionary movement, right? That are the ones pointing out the corruption of the older generations, which she would know intimately, the corruption of an older generation being the position that their father has. And so you're starting to get the feeling like, oh, I think that this person might have some political opinions that could get them into a lot of trouble right now. And you're getting the feeling that potentially there's one line that I think you catch on to more than anyone else, where she said she doesn't think she's going to be doing any more missions like this anymore. Yep. And with that kind of insight popping into your brain, we are going to go on a 5-minute quick break, and we will pop back into the scene in a few minutes. And we're back. We left off in the sort of dining room eating common area with Harper watching from afar and coming to some conclusions in their mind. So I think we'll
Mhm.
pick. Everyone was in the room. We can pick right up there if we want to. If we think, I have a feeling
Yeah.
there's more to that scene, so we
Yeah.
will jump right back in exactly where we left off.
I think hearing that and seeing the body language, Harper at first tries to ignore it and be like, that's not my business. Not my business, not my monkeys. I need to I'm in the middle of something here. I'm reading something. But it's just like okay, and like would stand up and go to sit down at the table next to everyone.
Oh, hi, Harper, right?
Right. Harper, yes.
Hi.
Uh Lorena, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Can I look around? Is anyone else other than the five of us in this room? Like, is the captain anywhere nearby or?
Hmm. No, I'm gonna say there were a couple other just crew members here, but unlike you guys, they sensed they were like, I don't think we're supposed to be part of this, and they left in the
Yeah.
middle of the awkward conversations.
Yeah.
So yeah, Delta's in the corner still. It was just the two of you in the middle, and then Harper in one corner, Delta in the other corner, Lorena in the other corner. So
Yeah.
Delta's the only one kind of still off to the side, but I am gonna say no one else is here, but you do know this is technically a public space. Anyone
Mm-hmm.
could walk in unless you want to barricade or lock the door or do something to try and prevent that from happening. Or
If you
move to a
give
more
us-
private space.
Yeah, if you give us a look, I think we would move to the various doors.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Encore's it would be like a head tilt, and Encore would be like, "All right, let me just bulk up a little bit more and just sit in front of the door."
Yeah, I think I'll make eye contact with each one of the other bodyguards here. Lean forward. I think you'll find your thoughts and reservations are a bit more common than you'd think. If we want to talk about it somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe not maybe not here. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think anyone would walk in actually with them
Oh,
very intimidating like that.
yeah. Encore's actually just gonna make a big noise of pushing away from the table, and with every step towards the door, it gets just a little bigger and more comfortable, and just kind of crouches and
Mhm.
sits in front of the door.
Yeah, that actually is probably a very good deterrent to keep people from coming in here.
He's good at that, yeah.
But we could go somewhere more private if you think that's better to talk more freely.
With them posted up, we should be all right. I just want to
Okay.
leave you space to share what you've been thinking. Delta, you might want to come over and join. I say I'll kind of head nod Delta over.
Clang, clang, clang.
Yeah, if it's I've never really left home before. Until now I've never really been allowed to, and my father and I have a lot of different opinions about a lot of things. It's gotten, like I said, my girlfriend and I have been friends for a really long time. We have another friend as well who we've all known each other for a while now, and we all kind of think really similarly about a lot of things. And your job is to keep me safe, right? I mean, that's why you're hired.
Right. Safe from a
How?
lot of things.
Yeah, what exactly do you interpret that to mean?
Well, if the Order decides to show up, kidnap you, that's our job as well. If any of the more... I'll look around again. Corrupt aspects of the UBS want you out, well, they'll have to get through me first.
My understanding is... no, that's not her voice. My understanding is that we're here to protect you.
Yeah, I I wasn't exactly expecting this much of a security detail to be with me, to be perfectly honest, and it has been something I've been spending the last couple of days thinking about because well, I figured that if I don't come back with you, you'd probably all get in a lot of trouble, right?
Very much so.
You'd be
Yeah,
correct.
with that, you can see Encore's ears perk up and like he's fully listening but still facing out.
It's a bit weird that they have 4 very experienced people with you. To be honest, just one of us would be enough.
Yeah, to be honest, I think my dad might have sent you more to keep me safe from myself, than to keep me safe from any external forces. I think he gets the sense that I don't necessarily want to go back.
Do you?
I not particularly. And I recognize that telling you this could mean that you just lock me in my room for the rest of the time that we're here. I don't want to get any of you in trouble. Um, but I also like I don't want you to think that I've been kidnapped and then come chasing after me. 'Cause that would be not super fantastic considering that the I can't believe I'm telling you all of this, but uh, I don't think that there's a way to get away from you all trying to do your job. So the plan that's been in place since I learned about this mission is that my girlfriend is going to meet me and kidnap me away from the party, but not kidnap because I want to go with her. But at this point, I feel like you would all chase us down and possibly kill her. And that would be less than ideal for both of us. So, I would like to leave of my own free will, and I don't know how that conflicts with any of your... I don't know that I have a choice but to tell you, considering, again, how many of you my father hired to be here.
You're an adult, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
I think that means if you want to leave, we can't really stop you. Our mission was to guard you on this journey, right?
Yeah.
I'll quickly pull up my data pad. Does it say we have to bring her back? It doesn't.
In the contract.
I'm checking my contract real quick.
Does it say who exactly is paying us? And did we get half in advance?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
yeah, what are the exact details of this contract right now?
Yeah. The exact details of the contract as you go in, yeah, again, it sounds like you all kind of like glanced at it and now you're like, okay, we're reading the fine print.
Yeah.
Like, we're diving into this.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I just signed.
Yeah, you're like, money, cool, great, we're being hired. And again, you were hired for the job, but you were also kind of like told that you were going to
Yeah.
do the job. Like, it was very clear this
Mhm.
came from someone important. You were just hired, like, by the consul, by the political ruling body. There's not a specific name on the contract, but now that you've met the person you're guarding, you have a feeling. You're like, oh yeah, this was pretty directly like we were hired by her dad, who quite possibly used like, you know, their equivalent of taxpayer money to pay
Government
for all of the,
funds,
like
yeah.
government funds to pay all of your salaries, by the way, as you realize you're like, huh, definitely he could have afforded to just hire you on his own, but he chose
Yeah.
to do that. And so, yeah, the details basically specify, you know, you have to keep her safe, right? Like if something happens, and she is hurt or killed in any way, that would be bad. It's one of the, like, there's no explicit sentence of like, you know, you have to bring her back alive, but the wording is like, upon, you were paid half in advance, and upon her return, you'll be paid the rest. So that's kind of the like, it's very, 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 very heavily implied that like she needs to return for you to get the rest of the money, which means that like in order to be successful at your mission and get paid for it, you need to have her returned.
Doesn't give us a timeline of when she needs to be returned by.
That
I do have
technically
a
it does not.
question.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, this is Delta asking Lorena.
Yeah.
Do you have access to your father's funding?
Like, very temporarily, I could probably access it once. Like, I know the codes and everything, but if I did, without asking, he would definitely change it immediately. Like, I couldn't do that again.
Oh, I think we only need it to work once, right?
Yeah, it better be a big sum.
I feel like Encore is like picking up, like he's like now half turned, still in the doorway, but like half. Like we only needed to work once. Like, looking at Delta is like, I see you. I understand.
Well, and because you are still a prominent figure, you may still need protection on your journey with your girlfriend.
That is true. We haven't fully thought out all of the details entirely.
That's what you have us for.
Are you planning on running away, or are you planning on... What are you planning on doing once you run away?
We've also not entirely thought that far ahead. We're gonna meet up with, we have another friend, like I was mentioning, our other best friend. She's very, how do I put this? She's got a lot of energy and a lot of ideas, and not always like a lot of follow through on those ideas. But she's got really good ideas, and she's like the best person in a crisis, always able to think of something we could do. And she's been doing some research and some looking into. We really want to find out, or try to find out if we can, what actually started all of this. Like, I know we're told one thing and we're taught one thing about the war and why it started and, you know, what we're fighting for, but more and more it feels like that's not. I don't know how much of that I personally believe anymore. And so I keep my friend, call her Marie, her name's really long. She thinks that she might know a place where we might be able to find more information, and I think our plan was basically just to meet up with her and go there and see what we find, and from whatever we find, try and spread that information, try and, I don't know, tell people the truth, I guess, and see what happens. I guess it will depend on what the truth is.
So that sort of answers my question. My question was, are you just leaving to go off into the sunset, or are you leaving to do something?
I'd like to think I'm leaving to do something. I want to leave to do something because I feel like something has to happen, right? I mean, if we're all talking about this openly, you have to agree with me at least a little bit that something has to happen. I'm not
Delta?
saying you have to do anything, but yeah, sorry.
Delta?
Yes, Renu.
You want to find out more about what it means to be a person.
Yes.
And Harper, you're running away from something.
I don't know whoever told you that.
You don't like the name Harold anymore.
I don't know who told you anything like that. I don't run.
And Encore, do you got any plans after this?
I mean, the next job.
We can find
So-
work anywhere.
It sounds like you might have 4 bodyguards that you could pay us a little bit, and when you eventually go back and confront your father for whatever you figured out is wrong, that will technically be us returning you. So therefore, we will also get paid the other half.
What's with the
We
face?
could always say that we had to make a detour.
If the detour takes a couple months, a year, it's not a big deal. Harper could use a nap.
Yo, so, what are we
Damn.
doing about the rest of this crew then? Because this is not technically our ship.
Oh, well, my girlfriend has a ship, actually, if that is
Oh.
helpful. You all don't have to come with me. I know I'm asking you to, like...
Is it a sexier ship than this ship?
I haven't actually seen it, but I imagine so?
A sexier ship? What does that even... Oh, okay.
Well, because once we do the transfer, the question is, do we transfer the rest of this crew to her ship because it's not as fancy as this ship, or do we just jump onto her ship?
You said sexy ship, not fancy ship. Don't try to say you said something else. Don't try to cover this up now.
Yes.
Okay. Look, I think Harper has been listening despairingly of like, okay, great. I think Harper's the least on board so far.
I would like to try to understand Harper.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Okay. It is a 7.
Okay. We got a lot of 7s so
7.
far, just barely
know.
making it in under the wire.
I'll also, there's a special thing with my playbook. Whenever you figure out, there are additional questions you can ask about my past if you want.
Ooh.
Of like, who is an unstoppable foe I met, fought, you came to the aid of a community, why do they call you a hero, others have taken up the sword to defend themselves in the communities, how do you feel about that, or one that might also be interesting is you have one defeat in particular that lingers with you, what were you fighting for and what did you lose? If any of those stand out to you, other than the other questions.
You are the brave?
I'm the bloody.
The bloody. I'm trying to... Okay.
It may not be in the base playbook.
No, I have the bloodies too.
But they're the victories and
So-
scars that you can ask about as well.
Oh, victories and scars. Okay. Where does it say what I can ask?
Any of those questions, any of the victories and scars, you're also able to ask instead of one of the normal questions if you prefer.
I
Yeah.
see.
So you don't you can ask one of the normal questions. These are just like
Yes.
additional fun options just for this playbook.
Yeah, if you'll want any of
Okay,
those.
okay. Do you have an answer to you blame yourself for something that may not be your fault? Or which ones were
Yeah.
the ones that you had?
You can ask any of those. I've got something
Okay.
for all of them. You blame for something for that's not your fault. That may not be your fault. What is it? I think you may have like heard a story, or maybe like a brief memory is coming back to you. I think Harper's been at this for a long time. And I think Harper's dealt with a lot of people in the UPS. Don't you laugh. That's what it's called.
I tried to think of a better acronym, Gus. I'm sorry. I was also waiting for someone to laugh at that. Continue.
I think a very similar situation like this has happened to Harper before, but I think the person died in that. I don't think it was necessarily Harper's fault, but I think there was a person that spoke up and was subsequently dealt with, and I think Harper still blames themselves for that today.
Okay. How could I get you to join our revolution?
Oh,
That I've just
God.
decided we're all going on,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah. I think you can tell it's not too hard. I think Harper wants to. I think Harper just doesn't want anything bad to happen to Lorena. And I think this is an easy way for a bad thing to happen to someone that's under our care. It's coming from a very like logical, logistics-based kind of thing.
And what is your question for me?
Yeah, I think my question for you is, what do you hope to get from this?
An adventure.
An adventure?
Yeah, like, I think she thinks she's got one more life to live. And it sounds like it's a life that could change something in the future. And if it means that she gets to go on an adventure with the person that she knew as the Herald, who she thinks of as like a freedom fighter, and if it means that she gets to help Delta learn more about what it means to be a person, and if it means that she gets to hang out with Encore a little bit longer and, maybe
Hang out.
let out the bestial side a little bit, all of that sounds really good to her.
Yeah. I think Harper leans forward and sighs. Look. You're right. What you're saying sounds a lot, but I can't argue that I haven't noticed things in my long time working here. What's your hope to change this, Lorena? In an ideal world, what's the end goal?
I think the end goal is just that it not even necessarily to end the war, though that would be great. I mean, the order is a problem that does have to be dealt with, but if we're gonna be fighting, that we're fighting for something we really believe in and for something that we have control over, right? That everyone is fighting because they want to, not just because they're told to or because they have to, and that we're allowed to question things. I think more, when I ask all my life growing up, when I asked questions to my father, he just got annoyed at me for asking, for wanting to know things that I feel like I should have been able to know, and I got kind of used to it, I guess. I think for a while I stopped asking until I met my girlfriend and Marie, and all they were doing was asking questions. And do you have a question, Encore?
Yeah, what's your girlfriend's name? Because you
Uh,
keep just referring to her as my girlfriend, which is cool and all if that's what you're into, but also like she got a name, right?
yes, yeah. Sorry. I just like I said, we've only been dating a couple months, so like
It's
I'm
new.
just not
It's
used
a
to
new
calling her
relationship.
my
Yeah, I get
her
it.
name's
No, it's
Aspen.
cute. It's really
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's Aspen. Yeah, we can just call her by her name.
Aspen.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a slight chance that that's a name that someone has heard of. Um, I don't know if Encore has or not. Um, there is a person who was like again, like there is some kind of control of news and media going on in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while there was someone who was just like this prolific writer who only ever signed things as like like not with a name. And then
Mm-hmm.
they kind of disappeared. Like they were people like, people were reading these like newspapers and pamphlets and things like that, and then nothing has been heard of them for a while. And there was someone accused of being that person. As far as you know, they were never actually like convicted, but that's where someone might have heard the name Aspen before as this like political writer, basically. Or again, theoretically, you know, accused of being this political writer, but then since then, like, no one's heard anything about them again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, yeah, Harper might know of that because Harper's
Yeah.
been kind of following things vaguely, but yeah.
Harper's been around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then I think as Lorena says that, I think Harper's gonna look up at each of the other three. All right, you heard her. If you're gonna do this, what do you believe in? You, I already know. Pointing to Renu. Adventure, right? A life worth living. My eyes will shift over to Encore. If you're gonna join her, you gotta know what you're fighting for, right?
His ear kind of twitches as he looks back at Renu and then back at Harper. And then like questioningly curiously at Delta. He's like, I've got nowhere else better to be.
Right.
Which like you've worked with him,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Harper, before. You know, like this is him being as like he's committing. Like he's
Yeah.
in
This
for
is
this fight.
Encore's version of like
Of like,
committing. Yeah,
yes,
like
I will fight with you. But he's gotta be chill about it.
yeah. And then we'll slide over to Delta. Are you still figuring it out still?
I will admit I am still figuring it out. Adventure sounds fun and exciting, and also seeing what people are willing to do for love is enticing.
Well, no one needs to make any decisions now. I would just honestly, I'll take you all not shooting at my girlfriend because you think I'm being kidnapped. That's an ideal outcome for me. If you want to come with us, I mean, that having fighters of your capabilities with us would be beyond anything that we have thought of up to this point. So I can our plan again. It's we're not really the planners. But our plan was, we're coming up on this reception that I have to go to, and the idea was we go to the reception. I like feign being sick in the middle of it and slip away, and my girlfriend basically meets me and we transport up onto her ship, and by the time anyone notices that I'm gone, you know, I'm just in the bathroom for a really long time, and then by the time anyone actually goes to check on me and notice that I'm gone, we'll already be away from the event, away from the party, and hopefully out of sight. But again, I have a feeling that you four would track us down pretty quickly because that's what you were hired to do. Um,
I have I have a question for the GM. I have this move called Tenacious Purpose. When I commit myself to a specific goal, I may ask the GM once per scene if how I could advance the goal in a way that violates civilized norms. How can I advance this girl's goal? Because we're gonna need a new plan now that she said it in this tiny ship. Like because as she's finishing explaining what her plan was, Encore is going to like shrink back down and come back over. It's like, okay, sweetie, so we're gonna need a new plan. That's not that.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm if you guys have a better plan, I don't think she even fully realizes like, oh, I shouldn't have just said all of that out loud right now.
G'day.
And then yeah, from the for you all, right? Like the answer your question from your playbook. You can
Yeah.
tell that yeah, this is someone they're young, they've got a lot of heart and a lot of spirit and not a lot of like experience to back it up. So definitely the thing that you could do to advance this plan would be at this point to get her safely kind of off of this current ship, right? And onto, to meet up with her girlfriend. I think, I mean, in the way that it goes against civilized norms is kind of up to you in terms of how you want to go about that plan, but definitely, I mean, you're something akin to like mutiny is kind of what's being suggested or talked about here, right? Which is definitely against the norms that you're supposed to be following because I mean, again, you're not gonna be like kidnapping her or anything like that, but you are basically suggesting like, yeah, we just take this child of a very important political figure and run off with her through space. But it seems like what she needs now is like, yeah, like some concrete planning skills here would be really helpful and some experience. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna so Encore's is gonna be like, okay. So I like looking at Harper because like he knows how great my plans are. I have an idea.
Oh god.
And then like side eyes Renew like with a wink and then like goes back to Harper. It's like, buddy. So
Yeah.
and speaking in like this old like military code where the girl wouldn't understand, like it was a code that Harper and I kind of came up with, and then like I would have like Renew would recognize maybe some of it from our time together. I don't know if Delta would know any of it, but you have a brain of a computer, so I'm assuming so Encore's assuming that you could process it.
I could either process it or during Harper's training when you guys were first going over it, not realizing that Delta would also pick up on it.
That'd be cool.
I think it's very good.
Yeah, so speaking in kind of like this code where this girl is just like she thinks we're talking about like food recipes because that's if just add a little bit more spice to it, and then and she's like, wait,
you want me to blow up the ship?
But yeah, so Encore goes into this plan of like, all right, so if we can get word out to this girlfriend to attack the ship and make it like a pirate situation, then we can go acting like we're defending it, and then the girl gets kidnapped and it's like not our fault, and we are tasked to go get her because that's our job. And like that's what I got.
You don't see any way that could go wrong. You don't see any way that could go wrong.
No.
Could always make a distraction at said reception.
Like Encore's shocked that Delta's like, oh shit.
I think both of us go, what?
Like throwing in your 2 cents, like, hey, add a dash of vanilla instead, because cinnamon may be a little bit too spicy.
I'll make
that
a
is exactly what Delta says.
I'll make a distraction.
I can assist. People know that things always go wrong with droids.
I mean, we can't. I was really thinking about throwing a drink in someone's face and starting a fight.
I like that one. What do you think, Renu?
You're
I think
muted.
you're muted.
You're muted, my friend.
I think Renu is going to increase her tragedy to 2 because I am acting in a way that could fulfill my tragedy, which is that she's taken, in my opinion, one step closer to dying by committing to this. She's going to take the guilty condition,
Mhm.
and she's just like, I'm all in.
I'm in. Okay. We can use the pirates as a distraction, but I do agree a distraction is needed on Core.
Yeah. I mean, and also, if we can get her, like, having her girlfriend nearby can get her over. And, like, if she's anything, I mean, like, in my head, well, in Encore's head, he's, chimeras are very, loyal. So,
Mhm.
like, the way that they approach relationships is like, no, that's my person. They will, like, whoever that is will I will sacrifice my body if I have to keep them safe, is how he's approaching it. So,
Yep.
like, a pirate attack, nothing can go wrong because she's obviously got a girlfriend who will do anything to
Yeah.
keep her safe.
Yeah.
Like, what, humans aren't like that?
I think it's more like, oh, we can't take a bullet to the chest as easily from Harper's perspective. Harper's trying to be like, how can I get everyone out of here not hurt now? Damage
Wait.
control.
Okay, I have an idea.
Oh no.
Supriya has an idea.
Okay.
Supriya's idea is that we should throw a party on the ship, have everyone distracted so that nobody is watching the area around the ship, so that the girlfriend can come. One of us will sneak Lorena onto the ship, and then we go, oh no, we can't find Lorena. Can we borrow your extra little ship that's attached to your ship to go after that ship? And then we just never come back.
See, that seems like a smoother plan, but there's a lot less fighting in it.
That's true.
Which means it's probably a better one.
Look, if you go with Lorena, I can promise there's probably going to be a lot of fighting you'll need to do.
Okay. So I've got to stay small.
For now.
I mean, we could just do it at the reception where you could get big.
Okay.
The reception will be a party. It's very similar to what they were planning a while ago. We just might need to cause a bit more of a distraction at the reception.
Perfect.
All right. Also, yeah, I forget how squishy, like, and this is going to be in a language that the girl can understand. It's just like, I forget how squishy you humans can get.
Hey. I can still kick your ass.
You can try.
Wait, what just happened? Why were you talking about vanilla? And
We've got
Tell
it
you when you're
handled.
older.
We've got it
Yeah,
handled.
so we're just going to take
We'll
you to
get
the
you
reception.
to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
We'll get you to your girlfriend.
I am gonna trust that you all, with your many years more experience than I have, are going to have a plan that doesn't involve spices and baking. Yeah, no, I know that you don't have to help me, and that helping me is taking a pretty big risk. So thank you. for helping. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna. We still have like another day before we get there. I'm going to try and we've been writing each other a lot of letters, and it was her idea actually was to like I think you were all using your own like kind of code there, and me and Aspen actually have kind of like our own code where we write. How do I say this?
Oh, they're in love.
We write each other like
Smutty
yeah,
fiction.
kind of yeah, like but like in there's like a code embedded in it. So like we're actually communicating
Yeah.
like a secret message to each other.
Yeah.
But then like no one
definitely.
else is gonna wanna like
Hang
dive
on.
in detail in that, and like no, and they wouldn't understand it anyway, so it kind of keeps
Right,
people from like
Lorena,
reading our
right.
letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that, Encore is gonna be like, "Oh, cool. You're like a kid though, so I'm just gonna leave."
Adult.
No, it's like no, it like she's an adult in her
Yeah.
culture. In
Yeah.
my culture,
Yeah.
she's like, "You're a child,"
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just nope. I'm noping out of the eating area now. It's like we've got a plan. That's great.
Yep, that's
I don't
all.
want to be
Bye.
here for this. Hey Delta, can I talk to you over here?
Certainly.
Can we get out of here, please? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, again, you've got about a day before you're actually going to be putting this plan into motion. So, anything else that anyone wants to now, the mood has shifted, I think, a little bit now that this has gone from like, oh, boring couple of days in space to like, oh no. But yeah, anything that anyone else wants to do or talk about over the next day before we get to the reception.
Oh, I'm gonna train with Delta. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Harper mentioned that, like, first of all, in his delusional mind, he thinks he can beat me. I am 2 feet taller than you
Yeah.
at least, buddy.
Yeah. And I can still kick your ass.
Okay, sure. It happened one time. And I was 12. So you essentially beat up a child. It's fine. No, but yeah, so I wanna train with Delta, because like you were a sparring bot, and I'm like, okay, let's see what that looks like.
During this sparring, just because of the size difference, you notice Delta is able to like increase their mass a little bit. They become a little bit taller, a little bit beefier. The muscles sort of like pop out, rearrange, and like the metallic robot-y structure becomes beefy.
Oh, I like it.
As they whip out the spear from their back.
Oh, so cool. I am going to transform, which is my playbook move. I have a bestial form. As you get bigger, I'm also going to come to my true size, which is about 8 feet. And my talons are gonna go. My claws are gonna become more like talons. And yeah, that's the main big difference. I'm not going to go. I feel like talons can handle your situation better. I just have to roll with daring now. Cause let's see if I do this. 11 plus 1, 12. Yay. Okay, on a 10 plus, I can choose 2. I'm going to say I am magnificent and little escapes my notice, so I can gain leverage on an opportunity with the monster. And then I'm going to say, pain is nothing to me. I'm going to ignore the next time I would stagger while transformed. So if you do end up landing a really good blow, I'm going to ignore it. But yeah, let's go off, fam.
Let's go.
With that move, do I get to go first? I gain leverage or an opportunity. I think that's going to look like me leaving an opening for you to come at me to see what your opening move is.
Yeah. As Delta, like after they transform, you notice that they also like their demeanor entirely shifts as they go back into like this bot mode. Um, and they see that opening and they're just gonna go straight for it.
Heck yeah. I don't remember what PvP looks like, but I'm pretty sure you might have to roll.
Yeah, I mean, we can do it more just like narratively if we want to, but the element of added chance is always extra fun. We can have you just roll like back and forth fight moves if we want to do it that way. There are also like there's expanded fight rules in the back of the book that I think cover PvP in more detail. Um,
I think
but
more
it's
narratively would be okay for
Yeah.
now.
yeah, it's been a minute actually since I've used those. But yeah, go ahead and you can describe kind of what's happening, and if we want to roll like one fight move each just to kind of like determine like to leave a little bit up to chance as to what
Yeah.
happens, we can do that, but you also just kind of describe what happens, describe how the fight looks, describe, you know, yeah,
I
like you just did, kind of like who goes first, right?
yeah, I think like I'm going to parry whatever your opening move is. Like you fell into my trap. Ah ha ha. And like kind of try and flip you in a way. Um yeah, I'm gonna grapple you and like try and flip you.
Um, as you go to flip me, I use my spear almost sort of as a quarterstaff as well as you go to flip me and I pound it into the ground using it as leverage to flip out of the grapple.
Okay. Um I want to use my tail to like kind of grab at your spear and try and break it. That one I will actually roll for to see if I
Yeah.
break your spear or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think things like that it's worth rolling dice for the random chance. That's something harder too that you're trying to do, right? Like the general rule in this game is
Yeah.
you're very skilled, you can do a lot of things, but you can't do everything. And
Yeah.
there are some things that are going to have a little more risk to them. So, how does
Um
that go for you?
uh let's see. That would be with daring. That'd be a 12. I'm rolling very well. Um so yeah, I'm gonna snap your spear, but since I'm also using my tail, I'm going to increase my feral up to 2 because I'm expressing myself in a shocking way through my appearance. Um and yeah, that's like with the so when I break your spear, I'm gonna also come back around and try and swipe at your face. Um because now I'm kind of getting more lost in the sauce at having fun.
I feel like as you break Delta's spear, it's the spear like glitches out for a second, and as you go to swipe with the face or swipe at the face, uh I cross the two pieces of the spear to create a block.
All right. Um I so
Um oh, I don't know if this is a move or not.
okay, cool.
Um but basically like I'm gonna try and throw you off guard during your fighting and just out loud I will say, so it seems like things are going well with Reinu.
I feel like you can roll that as like entice if you want
Entice?
to, because one of the things for entice is like get flustered and awkward, and I think that's what you're trying to do here.
That's what I'm trying to do,
Is like
yeah.
get a flustered and awkward response. And you're appealing to emotional sensibilities, I think. So So go ahead and roll plus heart.
Yeah, I rolled a 9. Or wait,
And
hold on. What's my modifier?
do you add anything
An
to that?
8. I rolled an 8.
Okay. Still, you would gain a string unless Encore gets flustered. I mean, the options are get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, and give in to desire. Which I mean, you can do any of them. It's your choice. But yeah,
I
how does Encore respond?
I think at the mention of Rainu, like, so the desire right now is to like give into my nature. I'm gonna give into desire. I'm gonna arch my back like a cat, but instead of like fur prickling up, you see like these bone protrusions come from my back, and I'm going to increase my feral again because you pissed me off now. um and well, that's not good. I and I'm going to lunge at you, kind of the devoid of any kind of logic behind it. Now it's just more of like an animal lunging at you. And since that's definitely not grace. um I don't know if that's like a move or something, but yeah, this is just wild,
Yeah,
weird
if you're
beast coming at
getting
you.
more into like the fight of it, that might just be a like pure fight like roll.
Okay, cool.
Just a pure like you're getting into it. You're
I will.
lost in it, right?
Yeah, getting lost in that sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I rolled an 8.
ZZ,
And
were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna let this come my way.
Okay.
okay, cool. Yeah, so I rolled an 8, and I'm kind of barreling at you very similar to a bull um before lunging with like all four, well, at least my front two claws coming, or talons coming at you. Yeah, that's where that like I an 8-foot tall bulldozer is coming at you.
Yeah, at this point, I sort of like realize that I broke from the programming a little bit to bring up Rainu, and I'm just like, oh, that's still an odd feeling. And in that moment of distraction, I just get barreled into.
Yeah, I think landing so hard into something as big and metal as you is going to decrease my feral, thank Christ. Because I feel that my bestial nature has hurt you in some way. I think I hear like a crunch underneath, and I'm like, oh, that helps me like snap out of it a little more. As I come to see that you're like, it's kind of like a car wreck right now. You're not totaled, but like there's a dent.
It's a pretty big dent, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Delta. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. Er,
I will be fine. Nothing a little wrench and some oil can't fix.
okay. Oh, kind of not cool mentioning Rainu in a fight, dude.
I was trying to throw you off of your rhythm, but it seemed to only make you more upset.
Yeah, little bit. I'm gonna like help Delta up and like pick you up by like the sternum and just like sit you up and like dust you off and try and like brush away the dent that I created. And it's like, we can buff that out. It'll be fine, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Your
Sorry.
technique has improved, though.
Oh, that was fun. Have you fought against Chimera before? Because that was awesome.
Only in the brief training sessions that I've had with you. Otherwise, there have been other more bestial kind that I have fought against, yes.
Okay, cool. No, that was great. I like the upgrade. That made it more fun.
Thank you. After a few accidents, they decided to provide me with that upgrade just so it was more durable.
Yeah. High five for durability. Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. I'm gonna try and fix you up before Harper and Renu see you, because then I'm gonna get in trouble.
It is appreciated.
Yeah, you got some work to do before you get a talking to.
Yeah.
It's
Concerned parent Harper
yeah.
comes in.
It's a small ship, but part of it being a small ship is like you can always hear people coming. So I think you're able to appropriately avoid the others and navigate around them to get Delta buffed out, get everything kind of looking back to normal. You can't tell what happened. It looks fine. And you spent some time training, you spent some more time probably like preparing and thinking things over. I imagine kind of like, okay, here's the plan. We've got to, talking about the distraction, maybe a little bit more of what you're thinking. And before you know it, 3 days in space has passed very, very quickly, and you are arriving at you're going to a planet, basically. Like, you are pulling up and docking and being transported down. Think like Star Trek transporter technology, like beamed down to a planet. Oh, so yeah, you are being transported down to this reception. It's not a huge event, but it's definitely big enough that as you get there, you're like, okay, there's enough people here that we should be able to make a distraction. Lorena has told you that, like, yes, they were able to get in contact with their girlfriend. Their girlfriend knows that you're all going to be there and is ready to just, like, grab her and run. That's their understanding of the plan, is just like, at some point, I'm getting out of here, and then these other people are going to come follow me, but it's fine. They're on our side. They don't want to hurt us.
I give her a tracker.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you can follow later behind.
Considering I'm dressed in raggedy clothes and I look like a punk rock bear right now with like a wolf face, I'm gonna wait more by the door, and like I'm staying close by to help facilitate like the handoff so their getaway is good and clean, but I'm not gonna be in the party proper because I do not look the part.
Yeah, this is a lot of people in like suits and dresses and fancy clothes, and you got your ripped jeans. You're not like asked to stay out by the door, but when you offer, I think like the captain kind of like gives a little sigh of relief. Like, yes, that would be perfect. Thank you so much.
Also, it
so
allows me to stay my like 8-foot tall self,
Yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
have to shrink. And I've missed that. And it's like I'm sitting there stretching, like, oh god, this is nice.
Yeah, so the captain thinks you are guarding the door, and you know that you are watching the door to help facilitate getting Lorena out of here. So, I mean, yeah, the reception begins. You see lots of people want to talk to, the daughter of this very important politician, so she's kind of being surrounded by people. Seems a little bit awkward and uncomfortable with the whole thing, and a little bit on edge, but, like, she's doing her best, like, lots of deep breathing to kind of keep herself calm and focused. The distraction is all on
Okay,
you all.
so
Yeah.
I want to start dancing with Harper.
Well, I was gonna say I have a move that I was gonna use.
Oh, okay. I was
That
gonna
is
slap
not
you
a
after we
dance-
talked.
I was gonna go up to one of the mini politicians coming up. I have a move called how's that milkshake taste? When dealing with a threat to your community but not yet engaged in physical conflict, you may take a harmless action designed to wound their pride. When you do so, roll plus daring. I was essentially going to start like a fight with either one of the politicians or the captain even, and essentially throw a drink in their face.
So can we do both things?
Yeah?
Okay. Because I think Renu wants to dance with Harper for a minute.
Mhm.
And she's she does have a nice dress, and I'm guessing Harper has a
It's very much like a suit top with like skirt bottom. Is very much what Harper's in.
and she's like, I've always thought very highly of you. And
Very
I kind of rushed into this, but I wanted to make sure that you're ready for this, that this is something that you might be excited about. I've seen corruption, and I know you have too. I can see it.
the person you remember isn't me anymore right now. We'll see what I decide in a second.
Okay.
Person
Are
you
you
look
ready
up
for
to
this?
isn't here. Of course.
And okay, give me a twirl.
Give a little twirl.
And she twirls away, twirls back, and then slaps Harper.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. That's a good one. That was a good one. I think I angrily start like yelling, shouting. Hand comes up to throw drink at Renu, but I purposefully miss and it hits like into the face of an important political figure. I need to roll daring
Yeah, I gotta roll for that one.
for a 10.
Okay.
Nice.
So I get to
What is
choose
that move? Yeah.
two. Basically I want their allies see them as a fool and they lose critical support, trying to be like, oh, losing support, like wanna like focus on this instead of focusing on Lorena, and they become flustered and retreat, so like maybe they follow at like that support they've lost kind of follows after to get the juicy details.
Okay. Yeah, this definitely pulls a lot of attention. I think with especially like the lead up, like the loudness of
Yeah.
like a slap happening, and then you start yelling, and everyone kind of turns and looks at you. As this is happening, the drink is thrown and all of the attention is kind of turning. We've got Encore by the door. Where is Delta in all of this?
Delta would have been staying close to Lorena
Okay.
and just keeping an eye. And like sort of like after I hear the slap heard across the room, I just I look at her and I say, I believe that is your cue.
And in fact, as you say that, someone comes up behind you, which I imagine is probably a little bit startling for Delta. And you turn around and you see a figure dressed in, like, for the fact that this is a kind of stealthy mission, this person is dressed in very, very bright clothes, but they also have very, very bright skin. This again, like, humanoid, but not proportioned like a human. And again, like, their skin is kind of like a glowing, like, yellowish color. And they have, like, very, very curly white hair, around their, like, falling down around, like, framing their face. And they look at you and they go, "Hey, twins! I love your hair!" And then
I
they
love
look,
yours.
and they will actually go and, if you're okay with it, kind of like reach out and like play with your hair a little bit, like tucking it back kind of like behind your ear a little bit. And Lorena is like, "Oh my gosh, Marie, I didn't know you were going to be here." tracking that this
Uh,
is the friend that was mentioned. Yeah.
I will say, as the hair gets like tucked behind the ear, for the first time, Delta's eyes glitch, but then like the metallic framing of her face, there's a little like pink glow.
Yeah, and this person, very bubbly and excited. This person's like, I couldn't miss this for the world. Getting to get you out of here. Obviously, Aspen can't risk being seen, so she's waiting on the ship. And I'll get you there. Come on. And then looks back at you, Delta, and goes, like, very, very, like, lowers voice to like a low whisper, like, I've heard that you're all going to be joining us. I didn't get to read the letter. I got told what was in the letter. And I'm so excited to have you join us.
I'm so excited for what lies ahead.
Awesome. I can't wait. This is going to be such an adventure. And then turns to Lorena like, come on, let's go. And we'll start like, with all of the attention distracted, we'll start making their way back toward the door where Encore you are waiting. And you see Lorena with someone you don't recognize, but Lorena is like smiling and gives you like a hidden like kind of thumbs up.
Okay. As they pass me, I'm going to make myself kind of like big in an energy way.
Mhm.
Like for anyone who's like any guards that might be passing by or whatever, I'm going to make myself seem more important. This
Yeah.
move is called Big Dyke Energy. And when you make it clear to your foes that you're the biggest threat, then for the rest of the scene, whenever I go to fight them, I can get a 10 plus. Or wait, no. Whenever I roll a 10 plus, I can choose someone present to be impressed or intrigued with me. And
Can
then
it be like dance moves that you do? Like you're
Hell
all of a
yeah.
sudden like, this is my song, and just like
yes, absolutely. Since you're already on the dance floor, I'm gonna be like, yeah, all right. And then then this 8-foot tall punk rock bear is going to come on the dance floor and just like take over. I'm gonna roll. I just want to roll to see if I
Absolutely. Yeah.
can
You're
be.
trying to impress someone here.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's see. Plus 10, please. God, Cracker Jacks. Fine. I got a 6 on the die with my grace is 0. I got a 6.
can I help?
I was gonna say, if someone has a string on you, I believe one of the things you can spend a string on is to help someone, but I think
Yeah.
I don't remember how much of a bonus it gives you. I know you can do it.
I think it's a plus.
I think it's a +1. Yeah.
That means it's a 7. It's not a plus 10, so it's like it's not a 10 plus, so I can't make you impressed with me. But
I can add add 1 to your roll that you make. So I will add 1.
cool. So I got a 7 now.
Yep.
My
we'll get
my
it into
dancing
the success just barely. Yep.
Yeah. The outfit takes away from the splendidness of my moves, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're still, again, maybe you're not getting the full effect here. And definitely I think there are some guards and some of the, maybe even like other members of the ship who are like, what are you doing? Like people are getting, with both you and Harper, are getting a little bit of this attention directed at you at like, what's going on? Something's wrong. Like this is weird what's happening here. But it's enough of kind of a combined distraction that at least their attention is on you and not on the person slipping out the door. And even though you didn't roll a 10 plus, people or a particular person can still be impressed with your dance moves.
Yeah. Well, so in an attempt to save Renu from the insult that Harper has bestowed upon her, I'm going to like use my tail to like sneak her away and then like pull her in close and then we like dance like full ass tango. We've done this before.
Yeah.
Let's go. Beauty and the Beast ain't got nothing.
And we kiss?
Oh, hell yeah. I'll go into like a full dip on you too.
Nice.
I think this counts as a dangerous situation. Like, you're being watched, you've got guards on you. You're committing a form of treason, kind of, like, low-key.
Yeah.
So that's dangerous. You're in the midst
It's
of a
fine.
dangerous thing, even though you have the situation very well handled. And so we have this big dramatic kiss moment in the middle of this dip. And I think that's where our screen starts to pan out, right? We see the two of you again in this, like, after this dramatic dance, in this dramatic kiss moment. We pull out, where do we see Harper and Delta as the screen, the camera pans out and the screen gets larger?
I think you see Harper has a difficult look on their face before after a moment's hesitation they slip out the door and follow after the duo that's headed out.
Delta would be closely behind Harper, but they sort of sneak up next to Harper and leans over to them. Sometimes the past doesn't always repeat itself.
I'll try to make sure it doesn't. If you'll help me.
I'd be happy to.
I think I will pull Delta into like a one-armed hug. As we follow after this motley pair.
After I guess after everyone's gone and like we get like the all clear or something, Renu and I with your permission or whatever, I'm gonna just say Renu and Encore will catch up eventually.
Oh yeah, no. We're gonna. So we like dance to the song while they go. So the credits are rolling. We see their ship take off, and then as the credits are rolling, the kind of like the sting or whatever it's called, that thing after
Bumper.
shows. Yeah, the shows Encore and Renu stealing a 2-person ship to
go get caught up. You gave her a tracker, right? Like, you gave Lorena a tracker before she left. You know where they are, and you know that like Harper said earlier, any one of you is enough to keep someone safe. So Harper and Delta have been keeping everybody safe. Where you had a whole credits reel worth of time to do whatever you were doing. And then I think that
it's the next day that we're stealing a ship.
Yeah, it's like clearly morning, like the sun is out. And the sun's out, it's like midday, like the sun is a good way in the sky. As we see like a scene of you stealing the ship, and then we get like a shot of like the ship flying off into space, right? Like leaving the planet, flying off into space, and going to rejoin the others. And that, I believe, with our end credits having rolled, is where the end flashes on our screen as we wrap up our story for today. I am going to have everyone go around and really quickly just again give your name, who you were playing today, and where people can find you if they want to find you on social media. And if people remember the order, can we reverse it from what we did earlier?
Oh,
Yes,
sure.
you can.
That makes me go first. Hi, I'm Zoop. You can find me as Zoop Machine everywhere. I have a card at zoopmachine.card.co. I am a co-GM on Game Master Monday, a co-host on Too Legit to Crit. Coming in January, I will be a part of Queer and Quozy on Imagine F. And also I started Convention Zero, and it's an online TTRPG convention, and I'm hoping that we're gonna have another one sometime coming in the new year. And thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Osio, everybody. My name is Casper DMB Ghost. I was encore this evening, or tonight, time of day, whatever. You can find me everywhere at Casper DANB Ghost, or my website, which is Casper Haunts. I started a game company this past year, and I'm doing my best to launch the crap out of that. Look for our backer kit for our very first game called Back of House. That's going to be launching on May 15th of this upcoming year. You can also find me at Imagine If Media. I'm also at Tabletop Tailspinners, and I am going to be hanging out here at Starcrawl a little bit more. I'm everywhere. I haunt the internet wherever they let me. So, look. Anyway, thank you guys for having me. I had a blast.
Hi, I'm Cece, and I have played the small bean of Delta. You can find me everywhere at Cola May, and you can catch me over on the Tales Guild channel. Don't have a lot going on yet. Keyword yet.
And my name is Jay. I played the wonderfully tired Harper tonight. You can find me at my socials at Sequel, SEQUO. Also over at the Tales Guild channel as well. I am one of the founding members, and I both run and play in a number of different projects over there. So please come give us a look over there too.
All right, everyone, and my name is Quinn. I use any and all pronouns. I have been your gay master, which is the official term used in Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Thank you, April, for contributing that to the world. You can find me on Blue Sky and Blue Sky only, because managing more than one social media account sounds like a nightmare, at Quinn Beckham 27. I am also one of the charity game organizers over at a channel called Nerds with Dice, so that's where you can find me the most. But I also bounce around the internet anywhere that I can go. I want to try as many different game systems as I can and run as many different game systems on different amazing places like Starcrawl. So it has been awesome to be here. I've had so much fun with this game. I had so much fun coming up with the idea for this game and getting to play this with all of you. So thank you so much for playing, and thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And scene.